talked a lot about villains. I think maybe we could talk about happy heroes that maybe do heroism well. Like, I don't know. I talked about L a little bit already from Death Note, just like an antagonist but a hero. And yeah, I don't know. That's my biggest example is like I love when the hero is not just like, I'm a goody two-shoes, I'm going to make the world great.
I am totally on board with that because that's why I like Lena Inverse and Rio from Burn Up W because they're heroes, but they are like temperamental, they're a little bit vain, they're super funny. Oh, I love those kind of heroes where they're not like, I'm such goody two-shoes.
Yeah. I think anime does like heroics and heroes differently than maybe Western superheroes, the typical kind of hero you would think of, because you think of Superman and Superman's
boring.
Superman's so boring because he's just like, I'm an upstanding citizen.
Actually talking like that.
Oh, in the 30s, I don't know.
Which is appropriate because isn't that when like Batman started like 30s, 40s or something?
Yeah, like, but I think anime does it a little differently where maybe heroes sometimes have selfish reasons for doing things. Maybe they save the world because it just happened along their way. Going back to Pokemon, I always think about Pokemon because it was like my first introduction to that kind of dynamic because I was so young. But like Ash just wants to be the best. Like he's not thinking about saving the world.
I don't really like Ash that much.
I don't like Ash.
He's not great.
I don't like Ash
He's not great
as a character.
Also, he should have done more research. He's always like asking his Pokedex.
He's
like,
10.
What's that?
He's 10.
Do your research.
10.
Well, Gary knew his stuff.
He's doing his research.
Gary knew a lot. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think
Gary knew a lot.
Someone likes bad boys.
No, I do like Brock and I do like Misty.
I like Brock and Misty a lot.
I like Brock and Misty.
Yeah, I think, but just the way Ash is as a protagonist, even though I don't think he's a necessarily very good protagonist, mostly because it's the kind of person that you're trying to see yourself in, which are never good protagonists. If you think about the example I always think of is Bella Swan from Twilight, because she's literally just like, I am a palish, clumsy-ish, sort of brown-haired girl, and then like every girl reading it is like, I'm sort of brown-haired.
I could be if I tried.
In the right light, I have brown hair. I'm Bella Swan. Like, so he's kind of like that in a way, but also he's not saving the world because that's what he set out to do.
Right.
Whereas like Superman's like, I'm gonna be great. Like Ash is like, I just want to be recognized as the best Pokemon trainer ever, even though I'm so not prepared for that.
Yeah, I'm not.
And then on the way, I might accidentally thwart Team Rocket's plans. I like heroes like that in general because they're just kind of like bumbling, like they just stumble into fixing things.
I like the dichotomy between Ash and Team Rocket that way too. I feel like they're just literally falling over each other, like tripping over each other all the time.
Constantly, just
there's no competence whatsoever.
Over and over each other.
Yeah, I also like the revenge dynamic for heroes. Like going back to Kill la Kill, just so good.
Oh yes, the revenge dynamic's so good.
Revenge. Yeah, like the whole motivation. I think the key that I'm getting at is the motivation for heroes doesn't always have to be, I'm going to be good and bring good to the world. Sometimes that just is a side effect from you having this like more selfish motivation. Like Ryuko like wants to find out who killed her dad, and like that's a whole thing. And she's not trying to solve the mystery of the clothes. It's more like, oh, clothes thing's kind of weird.
Yeah,
clothes move and stuff.
These clothes are weird, but
but she has revenge on her mind.
Yeah, she has revenge on her mind, and then maybe that hero evolves. But I like it when heroes don't start out as, too shiny and perfect.
But I love that that's what One Punch Man is about. Like Saitama is shiny and perfect, and now he's bored.
Yeah,
he's like, no, what do I do?
It's a commentary on that kind of the way heroes work.
Yeah, like well, you get to be the best. Now what? You have 50, 60 years of your life left. Enjoy.
I love Saitama for that reason because he's just so blasé. He's like
so bored.
He is the embodiment of how I feel about superheroes sometimes because I'm not a huge fan of superheroes. Like I like Batman.
Yeah.
I know you love superheroes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like never got into them, but I love Saitama because the way he's portrayed is just like how I feel about superheroes. I'm like, man, I'd get so bored always winning. For a while, you want to be good at things, and then sometimes you're like,
interesting. You have to have a rival that's really good at thwarting you.
Yeah, you have to have a goal. You have to have like the next step. So Saitama's really.
He's wonderful.
He's so good for that reason.
He's so wonderful.
So the way I feel about Ash, I kind of also felt that way about Serena Usagi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, come on. It's like, oh, you're the worst one.
I liked her at first because it was different that she was like scared and clumsy. I was like, that's a realistic reaction. You're a 15-year-old girl. What are you doing?
Right.
Taking on the Negaverse.
Totally.
But then by the 5th season, it was like, girl, you got to learn coordination.
Yeah.
It's
you
not
gotta
that
step
hard.
it up. It's been years.
Yeah.
You should
Step
know
it up,
how to
girl.
walk in a straight line now.
Right?
It's like, and all these other Sailor Scouts are so much better than you. Or
Oh my God, it's all about Sailor Venus. She
Venus is
should
great.
be the leader.
I like her. I like Sailor Mars a lot.
I love Sailor Mars.
I just love Sailor Mars because she's got sass.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this pose. I don't know if you can see it very well, but she is sassing it up.
She's so sassy.
She is sassy.
She's doing that Drake thing with the.
Don't get us started.
Nope.
Ever since I left the city,
Drake is the real villain here.
he's the best / worst villain.
Yeah, it's. Yeah.
I love the Sailor Scouts.
Sailor Scouts are.
I was really into the Outer Senshi when they came out. When I found
did
out
not
about
like
them,
them at
I was just
first.
like, "Oh my god, they're so cool!"
Yeah.
like
I said
Sailor Pluto.
Yeah,
Real
Sailor
cool.
Pluto. So
real
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not like Uranus and Neptune though. I did not like their attitude problem.
I was into Saturn as a teen, like as like a young tween. I was really into Sailor Saturn. I had a big wall
love
scroll.
her staff and her look.
Yeah, I love her look, and she was just very like. She was like damaged goods. She was just very sad and tragic, and she just seemed so interesting. And I was like, "What is happening to her? This poor girl."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love hero teams like the Scouts where everybody contributes something like different. Everybody has a different personality trait. I also saw this with, I guess this is maybe a magical girl thing, but I saw this with Madoka Magica also.
Yeah.
Where everybody had a very distinct personality trait. And maybe they had overlapping things, but like Kyoko's the sassy one who's like kind of tomboyish, and Sayaka's the worst one. Sayaka's worst girl, sorry. I don't like her. She's just like, why does this boy like me? And I'm like, go away.
Think about other things.
And then, Homura is kind of the hero who turned dark. I also love that. I love heroes that turn dark because they can't do the thing that they want to do. I mean, you see that with Kyomo a little bit in Steins Gate, where he's kind of a hero, but an anti-hero because he's not typical, and he could go into that dark route, but he redeems
because he's
himself,
just broken down. I love that they show that, and I like Fairy Tail because it doesn't get good until the group finally gels. Once the group is established, then it gets good because it's really about what everyone brings to the table and how they interact with each other.
Yep.
And so I'm trying to think who else. What other team? There's so many teams.
A lot of teams.
There are a lot of teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't think of any now that I've said that because I'm
teams.
garbage.
Well, you know what? We're blanking on teams, but if you have favorite heroes, favorite hero teams or duos or whatever, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. You can tweet at us using the hashtag IGNanime, IGNIME, to share that. You can also email us at IGN_animeclub@IGN.com. And you can join the Facebook group.
Yes.
The lovely Facebook group.
We love our Facebook group.
At facebook.com/groups/IGN Anime Club, and it's the official group.
Wait, one more thing. I'm not wearing it today because we were talking about villains, so I'm wearing my Handsome Jack, not exactly sanctioned by Gearbox shirt, but it is a villain, so I wanted to wear it. But if you want to be a superhero, you can get our IGN Anime Club t-shirt. Kelly, where can they find that?
Go .ign.com/store. So yes, please share your favorite heroes and villains with us. We want to hear that.